So long as there was a prior agreement of any kind, their innocence is gone, waiting 20 calendar days after you send out the contract, the notice of fault, opportunity to cure. There's a notice of intent.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, it's 3:45 in the a.m. and I wanted to take the time to talk to you as we're cruising above. Well, we don't know what city it is because we can't see beneath these clouds. It's just that type of thing. And we're on this 747. We're on something, and we're just getting into town. Now, look. Got something to talk to y'all about. On this Saturday morning at 3:45 in the morning. Now, why am I up at 3:45 in the morning? Because I decided to go through emails, go through text messages, and read stories. Now, look, go and watch the latest videos of the guy, the orange guy, the orange guy who wears red ties and blue suits and white shirts. Man, that combination is horrible. Reminds me of yesterday. I decided I normally wear gray, black, blue. Okay, that's my colors. Gray, black, blue. Light blue, dark gray, light gray, black. Okay, those are my colors. That's what I've been doing it since I was a kid. Well, I left yesterday and I was in a rush. I was just getting some water. I drive 10 miles and then 10 miles back. And the ground got mud and everything. And so I was just more concerned about whether or not I get stuck in the mud on the way to where I was going. And very little mud. The guy who did our road, he is my neighbor. And he was doing that for about 3 months. And he did a very good job, primarily because he lives on this road. Did a very good job. So much so that I drove there and drove back, not even a scratch of mud on my car. Lord have mercy. Anywho, the reason why I'm explaining that, now, so that y'all understand something. I was more worried about having to slide through mud and everything that I put on a hat. I put on my blue hat. The only problem is I was wearing brown. So that blue, brown, and that gray shirt, I didn't go together. And I didn't notice until I got back home. But don't worry about it. I wasn't out in public. And that's the orange man with the blue suit, red tie, and white shirt. Lord have mercy. Go watch the latest videos on that person. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not makeup. No. Go watch the latest videos of that person. That's not makeup. So who is that? Because that's not him. I done seen pictures of him. Live pictures of him. That ain't him. And now he's reading from scripts. Go ahead. Listen to him. He's reading from scripts now. He ain't talking off the cuff like he normally do. What's going on? Something going on. Oh, well, anyway, I just thought I'd point that out. Now, look. People. A lot of people are contacting me lately. And I started a video yesterday and it didn't take. Something went wrong in the production because while doing the video, someone called me. And I answered the call, and that call lasted a minute. I went back to the video, and then somebody else called me. Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you schedule a consult, you can only call within the hours that are listed because there's too much going on. Now, what do I mean about too much going on? Well, there's Johnny, there's Jimmy, there's Ricky and Mike, okay? And all of those people got their own problems, but then they're all calling me. And I just turned on the electricity. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, I try to tell people that I have to deal with all of that. And I mean all of that. all of their problems, all of your problems, all of those problems, all of those problems, and then those problems over there, man, I got to deal with that too. Do you know how much energy that takes from a person? Yesterday, I had a consult with someone because they had a situation that was last minute. And I even had to tell them, you can't interrupt me this time. Nope, save your comments for later, because I have to try to figure out a way of getting around this situation, because they had a situation where they had to respond by Monday, and I had to come up off the cuff because something was brought up that I didn't know about previous. And I told them, no, I have to think about a way out of this situation. And what I came up with was perfect, because nobody would expect it. And the argument was perfect. Now, look, many of you must pay attention to this, because the gentleman yesterday, this was his situation. He has his is not a reconveyance or a certificate of satisfaction. He has a release of lien notice, because certain states have release of liens. The reconveyance and the certificate of satisfaction, people, these are all the same document. He has a release of lien from 2017 on the same property. He paid for 8 years to Wells Fargo Bank. 8 years. And so when Wells Fargo Bank kept putting him in a situation where they kept doing that increase thing that they do, he refied. He refied cola. He refied. And when he refied his beans, another company came in. Okay, some mortgage company. And they took over the loan. But what he didn't know, and what you guys don't know, is when they do a refi, both companies, the company so-called the original mortgager and the new mortgage company, they have to do due diligence. The original mortgage company has to provide proof of custody of chain of title. You can't transfer title without title insurance when you're doing a refi with Federal Reserve institutions. So they were supposed to check the record. There is a title insurance company, but hold on, you don't understand this. There's also an escrow company. These companies are required by law to do due diligence. They were supposed to check the record. The record was clear. 2017, he didn't know nothing. Wells Fargo had no standing to collect that money. And they've been collecting and demanding money for the last 8 years, and now they do a refi and they sell it to another company who now claims he owes them money. Well, why didn't you give him the money you gave the Wells Fargo? Nope, you got to go talk to Wells Fargo. You can't come talk to me. And so they went to court, and he listened to the video where I said, go and check your county record. He listened to that video, and he put that on the record, and they voluntarily dismissed the case. Now, that was in November. It's February. I have a young lady who's in the same situation. They're talking about selling her house on a such and 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 such a date. But during the consult, I told her exactly what she needs to do. She ain't got to wait. Let them do what they do, but she's just got to put on notice. So she gave them the notice. Hey, this property is already sold to me. I done already paid this. Here's my proof, certified. Now, of course, they want to ignore that, but they can't. Do not let them scare you. No, I'm not paying you another dime unless you can prove I owe you something. That's your challenge to their so-called claim of debt. Ladies and gentlemen, most of you don't understand. You send them a notice challenging the debt. Okay, but you don't send them any notice. And you do that every 30 days. Every 30 days. Because they can't move forward. They can try to respond, but they don't have anything to respond with. No, y'all need to hold on. We are putting together something. I'm putting together something that should solidify things. Y'all just gotta be patient I know, but I'm just one person trying to handle all of this, plus my own life. And then I got a relationship with my God that I gotta, maintain. So y'all, with that one, y'all, everybody take a back seat to that one. Okay? So y'all are just gonna have to be patient. I know you all are stressing and you got so many situations, but I cannot be your one-on-one. Okay? That's not what this is about. A consultation is not me being your representative for life. Lord have mercy. Okay. Whoo, sigh at 3:55 in the morning. Oh no, because I wake up with this stuff on my mind. Every little thing I do, you're on my mind. The way I feel about me is driving me crazy. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I go to sleep with. This is what I wake up with. It's your problems. Do you know how unhealthy that is? For me to be worried about you? So that situation with that couple who had that problem on Monday, they also had some other issues. It took a minute because, as I was mentioning in the video that I was trying to do, the OpenAI company, that little piece of Sam Altman stupid piece of junk company, ladies and gentlemen, they keep messing with my GPTs. They have 700 million subscribers, and those ignorant idiots are focused on me. They keep interfering with my GPTs. Now, my GPTs only do one thing: facts and conclusions of law. Facts and conclusions of the law only. And they continue to mess with my GPT. Why is that? I don't do anything. I'm going to stop using ChatGPT. I'm creating my own GPT. That's where the whole videos that I've been showing you about the creating of the agents, where the agents do the job. As a matter of fact, I got to get up from here and work on the agents a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay? I got to work on my agents a little bit more. So I'm going to get up from here. I was supposed to be going back to sleep for at least 2 hours, but I'm going to work on my agent a little bit more because I have some things I'm getting ready to do, and I'm going at a different angle. Oh, mama, look at that. He done broke his back. I'm going at a different angle. Oh, and I just watched a movie. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Curry, whatever his name is. I don't watch basketball anymore, but I like that stupid show, The GOAT. Well, it's not The GOAT. It's called GOAT. And all I can tell you is GOAT is all right. I promise you that junk made me laugh at least 5 times. If a movie can make me laugh, especially how cynical and how dumb movies are these days, that particular movie made me laugh. Because what? I've seen that in real life. Lord have mercy. But it was all right. The way they did it was okay. GOAT is okay. It's family. Take your children, see GOAT. I'm not saying go out and spend no money. Okay, I ain't saying that. I'm not promoting that movie. I'm just saying it was an all right movie, GOAT. And it doesn't matter if you don't like this and don't like that. You'll like GOAT. Okay? The characters are relatable. That's all I can say. You will relate to the characters and their so-called crises. Okay? They did a pretty good job with GOAT. I'm surprised. I really am surprised. Now look, I gotta go. 14 minutes of my time? Y'all don't deserve that. Lord, nobody deserves that. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. We got some vapor trails. They like to say that's condensation. Ladies and gentlemen, ain't nobody's condensation. Those are chemtrails. Y'all see that? It ain't stopped. We've gone at least, we're doing about 600 miles an hour, traveling about 30,000 feet elevation. where, you know, if anything happens, if there's a sudden descent, oxygen mass will drop. All right, y'all have a good day. Speak to you later. I'm out of here. Uh-oh. There we go.